Welcome to Called to Care, the Harbor-UCLA Medical Center podcast. This episode, we're talking to Dr. Andrea Turner, the Harbor-UCLA CEO. I'm your host, John Flynn. Welcome to the podcast. So tell us your name and what you do.
My name is Andrea Turner, and I am the Chief Executive Officer of Harbor-UCLA Medical Center.
It's probably obvious to a lot of people, but what does a CEO do, especially in this hospital? What do you do?
The CEO leads in strategy, making sure that the community knows that Harbor-UCLA Medical Center is here to support in their health and wellness, as well as leading the staff and practically everyone, to include visitors, making sure that the hospital and the grounds of the hospital is welcoming, inviting, safe, that we practice quality medicine, that we hold each other accountable to that, and making sure that our efforts are to ensure that we will be here for a very, very long time, doing excellent work continuously.
It's interesting because hearing the word executive, you just think about details. You think about, programs, spreadsheets, personnel action forms, but it sounds like what you're describing is more of a philosophical, almost like a vibes approach to things, a holistic approach, perhaps we would say.
Yeah, a high-touch approach. Like, for me as the CEO, it's not to just sit in an office and look at spreadsheets and think about just the budget. Of course, the budget is important. It's really the culture. It's really about having the trust of the people that we serve in their most vulnerable moments in their lives. I think for me, CEO, I remember before I became a CEO, my CEO at the time, Dr. Ehrlich, I watched her and how she was always present. And that is so important to me, to manage myself in a way where I am present.
I'm very interested in your history because I feel like you just touched on three big touch points in your history. You were in the Air Force, you studied and are board certified in nuclear medicine, and you have a JD. So that speaks to me about service, it speaks to me about science, the human body, and it speaks to me about equity and justice.
Yeah.
Talk to me about those three moments in your career.
Some of it was truly by accident. So I think of it more like my purpose, right? Like, God brought me into this world to serve a purpose, and in my space and just understanding what that is, it's truly about service. And so even predating going into the Air Force, I served. My parents were Catholics, I was Catholic, and so we had to serve. We brought clothes to shelters, we did all these things. And so again, I don't remember a time that I wasn't serving. And so going into the Air Force was truly by accident. I'll just say it was wonderful. It was the best thing that could have happened to me. So I don't believe in coincidences to begin with. And so going into the Air Force, that's where I truly learned how to be a partner, in the sense of how to be a comrade and work with others in solution-based decisions, and also to lead. They don't just throw you in a position and say, go lead. That's not how they do it. They taught us how to lead. They trained us how to lead. So even in boot camp, I got the opportunity to lead a squad, right? And so, and my training instructor, we call them TIs, would tell us, like, you have to do this way. And the very most important thing that I learned, you had to model it. So it's not important, it's not enough, it's not sufficient to just say, lead, and lead this way. And even if I did a map and say, lead this way, it's not that important. The most important thing is, how do you model it?
And now you're in a teaching hospital, where that's where your attendings do all the time, every day.
All the time. Modeling it, not just saying it, also being very curious to understand what is it that we need to accomplish, understanding what the problem is that we're trying to solve, and then be a resource to solve the problem.
Talk about your time in nuclear medicine.
I went into nuclear medicine because of the science, and I love science. And I thought it was really interesting how radiation being introduced in the body could effectuate health or healing. And so I wanted to learn more about that. I wanted to get a sense of how the body responds. And that's also why I went into research, because it literally just pulled me. Like I can't explain it more than it came out and grabbed me. And it was such a beautiful thing that I wanted to learn more.
So, which speaks to your curiosity.
Yes.
Which I think it sounds like a core value of your personality.
Yes, yes.
I got to say, law school sounds like a hard turn from what you just described. So what was that all about?
Yeah, law school was something that happened truly by accident, honestly.
That's becoming a theme.
It is a theme. The unfortunate thing that brought me to law school was witnessing how unscrupulous people representing a health system can be. And it's not the system as it's the way that the culture in a system can erode what they state overtly as their values. I determined that I wanted to be a lawyer because of something that was unfortunate that happened, and I witnessed it. And so that was the catalyst for becoming a lawyer.
Let's go way back.
Okay, way back.
Where'd you grow up?
Wow. Okay, so my parents are Jamaicans. My dad is British. Him and my mom met. My mom is quite a lot of years younger than my dad. They had my sister and then had me, and we're living in New York. And then my parents got divorced, and my mom moved to Miami with the girls. My mom is like truly my amazing hero. You know, this is a woman that went to school, went to college while she had her girls in private school. She worked 4 jobs, I kid you not. She worked 4 jobs while going to school. So my mom is like, you know, the most important person in my life in that way, where she was the catalyst for who we became. And then my stepfather was amazing. And you know, we lived a really good life. You know, my sister is a nurse. She works at the VA. She's a very high-ranking person in the VA, and so we owe it back, you know, to, you know, of course, God, and also my parents just being, you know, so intentional about raising girls.
So tell me about your time in San Francisco.
I will always love San Francisco. I love it because of all the people that fed into me. And I mean that. I was able to see people who look like me doing amazing things. I was able to see people that had a fierce sense of what healthcare must be. And when I say healthcare, I mean the caring part in health. I saw people doing amazing work tirelessly, just doing it because they believed in it. And having that sense of community and being inside of it is just the most amazing thing I have ever experienced. And so I felt like a part of something so much bigger than myself.
You made your way here.
Yes.
And I'm sort of interested, have you ever lived in Los Angeles before?
No.
What have you found about Los Angeles since you've come here?
So I can't talk about that without talking about Dr. Christina Galley. One of the reasons I came was because of Dr. Galley, not because she was going to be my boss, but of who she is. So people knew Dr. Galley or knew of her, and they shared with me who she was. And so I was extremely excited to meet her. You know, people don't know this, but Dr. Galley leads a multi-billion-dollar system, the second largest health system, public health system in the country. And yet, she appears in every situation so humble, confident, but humble. I need to know that whoever I'm going to be reporting to sees me as the partner. And just knowing her and seeing how she models exactly what she's talking about. So honest, so trusting, so candid, which I love, is what I was excited about.
I am going to give you something to react to now.
Okay,
So part of the
let's do it.
purpose here is we sort of want to get to know you a little bit
Yeah.
better. So I'm gonna throw some questions at you, random
Okay.
questions.
All right.
This is our lightning round.
Lightning round.
Give me a
Okay.
number between 1 and 60.
18.
18. Question number 18. What's a responsibility you take seriously that others might not notice?
I think respect is so important to me. Sometimes I want to take my badge off and not where people just see me as the CEO, but to see me as the person and not react to me as the CEO. But again, if I wasn't the CEO, how would you react to me? Respect is one of the things that I think is so important. The other thing is about value. I want people to know that they're valued. Like, it doesn't matter if you have a PhD or if you have a whatever. That's not what value is to me. The truth is, I said it this morning, I want to believe that everyone who gets up every day to come to Harbor-UCLA wants to make a difference in a positive way. But mistakes will happen. And when mistakes happen, what do we do next?
Another number between 1 and 60.
11.
Number 11. What's a topic you can happily talk about for 20 minutes? And I'm going to limit you to non-Harbor stuff. Let's talk about something that you wouldn't talk about at work.
So I could talk about my family all day long. I have a terrific husband. He is a veteran from the Army, someone that has served his country in different wars, and just someone that is principled. When I think about someone with integrity, with a gigantic heart, and someone that is courageous and is willing to put it all on the line, which is his life, over and over.
So let's do a couple of closing questions. The future of Harbor. What are you excited about in terms of the future of Harbor?
I'm excited because our culture is changing. We are being more conscious of each other and kinder to each other. And so that will spill over. It can't help but flow.
Yeah.
And I've heard from patients who've shared with me that they remember this campus looking so broken down and potholes everywhere. And I kid you not, one couple, I went to see their family member, and they shared with me, like, they said, please don't leave, because we've been coming here, and for the longest time, we just felt like, it's what we have to do. This is just the place we have to go to.
Right.
But it was so ran down, and so that was one of the major things that if I didn't do anything else, I wanted people to know that this place is resilient, and it's like the phoenix. It's coming out of the ashes.
It also goes back to your first point, which is this is about giving confidence and respect to our community, the community that we're serving.
Amen
And
to
it's
that.
really exciting that we get to do that.
It is. What excites me most is what we will be able to do for each other and the community that we're serving. So it's not the building that's exciting to me. It's truly what I see is happening with the team members and the team members that are coming to join us. Like, it's just a moment that we won't get back. And so, whatever we do, it's our legacy. Today, tomorrow, every day is our legacy. So I tell people, how do you want to be remembered? That's what I say to my exec team, all the time. Like, how do you want to be remembered? Because every day is an opportunity to improve it, and it's up to you, right?
This moment is kind of a gift
It is.
to those of us working here. I mean, we really get to do something cool.
We get to do something amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just amazing.